Chegou a melhor parte do podcast. É hora de provar a melhor Coca-Cola. A Coca-Cola sem açúcar. O sabor irresistível da Coca-Cola, sem açúcar e igualmente refrescante. Coca-Cola sem açúcar. A melhor escolha.
Hello, and welcome to the Great Pop Culture Debate Primer for our episode devoted to the best modern tabletop game. I'm Eric Resniak, and I'm going to tell you everything you need to know heading into this debate, which will be available tomorrow on all podcast platforms. To listen to our warm-up, in which the panelists discuss their favorite games that did not make the bracket, become a Patreon subscriber of our podcast today. For this episode, we had a public poll featuring every significant tabletop game we could think of, starting roughly with the debut of Settlers of Catan in the 90s. Note that we did not include long play tabletop campaigns like Dungeons & Dragons or Legacy games, and we specifically did not include deck building games. We may cover those in a separate debate. The poll received more than 50 responses. The 16 most popular games were added to a bracket, and then our panel, myself, GPCD panelist Bob Erlenbeck and Trey Radu Blackburn, and special guest tabletop aficionado Jared Tannenbaum argue about it and insulted each other, all for your amusement. The round one matchups for this bracket are Ticket to Ride, which tried to bring the good vibes to unseat Gloomhaven, Splendor, which couldn't count on votes up against Seven Wonders, Pandemic, which sought to avoid sinking opposite Forbidden Island. It's a tile-off between King Domino and Azul. Then it was a colonizing smackdown between Catan and terraforming Mars. Betrayal at the House on the Hill wanted to survive the Birds of Wingspan. Carcassonne had to find a path to success up against Mysterium. And finally, the Panda-themed Takanoko had to avoid the Secret Agent and Codenames. And that's it. That's our Sweet 16. So make sure you head over to your podcast platform of choice tomorrow to find out which board game we ultimately decide is the best modern tabletop game. While you're there, check out some of our related episodes like Best Classic Children's Board Game, Best Final Fantasy Game, and Best Nintendo Villain. Thank you for listening, and if you want to hear the warm-up in which we discuss the games that did not make the bracket, become a Patreon supporter of our podcast. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe to the show so you don't miss any of our upcoming episodes. And head to greatpopculturedebate.com where you'll find the polls that determine what we debate next and loads of cool bonus content. And have you subscribed to our weekly newsletter, which tells you about what's new in movies, TV shows, music, video games, and more? Head to the subscribe section of our website and sign up today. See you in the main episode.